That's a real question that I have for you guys. So what we're facing here is a potential SCHD crisis. And I want to ask you guys, how secure do you think your dividend income is? Do you think your dividend income is going to make you rich? Is it going to allow you to retire early and allow you to live off of passive income? Well, with the current economic landscape and the potential impacts on dividend yielding stocks, what precautions are you taking today in order to secure a steady income stream for your investments? I hope you guys got some answers for these because the world of finance is constantly evolving, and right now it's going through some pretty turbulent times. But amidst this uncertainty, there's lots of opportunities out there that we should be exploring. Lots of new horizons that could help us to secure our financial future. Now, if you've ever thought about starting your own home-based business, 2023 and beyond might be the perfect time to do it. And today, I want to discuss with you guys a few exciting ideas for some home-based businesses, each with different earning potentials and certainly for different skill sets, different levels of skill, but even for beginners. So if you're looking to make money from home, I've got some ideas for you guys. Now, before we dive into these opportunities, let's address the big elephant in the room, Charles Schwab and the whole financial sector. And this could easily affect investments such as SCHD and also SCHG. I know we have a lot of fans of both of those investment assets in our community, so I definitely wanted to touch base on both of those. If you guys are interested in this type of content, definitely drop a quick like for the video. Also consider subscribing to the channel. Totally appreciate that, you guys. So basically, this whole financial sector, it's been going through, its fair share of challenges, to say the least, right? Now, with concerns looming over institutions like Charles Schwab, a lot of investors, myself included, have pretty much watched its share price dip nearly 30% this year. A lot of people are like, yo, what's going on with SCHD? I thought SCHD was the best thing since sliced bread, but SCHD prices have been dropping, right? And a lot of people have gotten the SCHD dividend this week. I think it was yesterday, actually. As a matter of fact, hold on. Somebody just commented that just got the SCHD dividend yesterday. SCHD going down. I'm happy to get more. And that's a great way to look at it. When SCHD prices decline, I appreciate that comment, AFC 27. Appreciate you, man. When you have confidence in stocks and ETFs, when the stock price or the ETF price goes down, whether it's SCHD or SCHG, VOO, JEPI, JEPI, you name your favorite stock or ETF, to me, that's a buying opportunity. Nobody freaks out when eggs go on sale, right? They buy more. So if it's a quality asset, why wouldn't you buy more? If real estate prices were to drop 50% tomorrow, would you go buy a house? You know what I'm saying? You probably would. So anyway, enough about that. But anyway, so Charles Schwab is pretty much planning to reduce their operating costs by cutting jobs and by also downsizing their corporate offices. And this is a move that a lot of companies pretty much make in order to stay efficient and to remain competitive in the marketplace, because at the end of the day, it's all about those profits, right? But now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about why this might be happening, right? So it all boils down to interest rates. And pretty much interest rates are the heartbeat of the whole financial world, right? And this is why every time Fed Chair Jerome Powell gets up on the podium, the markets move. And the markets move up, down, sideways, you name it, right? When interest rates rise, the demand for assets usually falls, mainly because a lot of assets require financing of some sort, certainly more expensive assets, right? And as the supply increases, this is also causing the asset to decline in value as well. So conversely, you got lower interest rates leading to higher demand and rising asset prices. By the way, drop me a quick comment down below. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can. Just let me know if you can hear me in the comment section down below. Not sure how good the audio is or if I'm talking to myself. Anyway, so in the past 2 quarters, All clear. Thank you, AFC. Appreciate you, man. So in the past 2 quarters, we've seen a significant shift in. Sorry, just looking, trying to keep an eye on the comments as they're coming in. So in the past 2 quarters, we've seen a pretty drastic shift in where people are putting their money, right? So money is flowing out of the banks in a lot of cases. And this money, people are taking their money out of the banks and they're putting their, when I say taking their money out of the banks, they're taking them out of traditional banking storage facilities, right? And they're also flowing into money market accounts, because these money market accounts were offering significantly higher interest rates. They're taking advantage of the higher interest rates on these different offers, right? So this is what's happening. Now, what does this mean for me and you, right? Well, this presents some significant opportunities, right? So usually banks are offering like a crappy interest rate, like 0.01% interest rates on savings accounts, like, even a lot of the high yield savings accounts, some of your CDs, and the T-bills are actually offering a guaranteed return, often as high as 5%. So a lot of people are taking their money out of the banks and they're putting their money into these other asset classes that are just simply offering a higher rate of return, a better yield, right? So this shift in the financial landscape is a big problem for a lot of the banks, which they got to maintain a certain level of cash. And why? Well, this is actually a law that they have to maintain a certain amount of cash on hand. So if they receive X number of deposits, they have to maintain a certain ratio on hand. They can't just lend out 100% of everything that they take in. So this brings us to Charles Schwab, right? So Charles Schwab's big financial giant that basically encompasses various divisions, including banking. So anyway, Charles Schwab, they bought all these long-term bonds in 2020 and in 2021, but it didn't plan for this global crisis and, of course, the surging interest rates that we've been experiencing over the last probably 18 months or so now. So they didn't plan for that. So as a result, they're dealing with some paper losses. And the paper losses that they're experiencing is a lot like what happened with the SVB collapse. If you guys are familiar with Silicon Valley Bank, they weren't prepared for the interest rate shift to take place. And then, of course, a lot of clients demanding their assets basically ended up taking a bath. Now, the situation with Charles Schwab is not nearly as dire, in my opinion. So I don't expect things to get as bad as we had previously seen. I think it's more along the lines of kind of like freeing up cash and covering their paper losses. But let's go ahead and shift gears a little bit, right? With that being said, just understand how these effects can affect SCHD, SCHD's price today, SCHG's price going forward. So I don't think that I'm not going to be rushing to the doors to sell my SCHD or SCHD's ETFs. I'm just putting that out there. But I did want to touch on what I'm seeing, what you guys are likely seeing, and my thoughts on that, right? So let's just go ahead and shift gears just a little bit, and let's talk about what other opportunities are there out here for us, right? Dividends are great, but the faster we can get these dividends coming in, the faster we can get them to compound, the more passive income we can have to live off of, and the sooner you can retire, the sooner you can have your vacations paid for by your dividend payments, the sooner you can have your mortgage payment paid for by your dividends. If you have a car payment, and that's how I always looked at it. I would set like these baby targets for myself. So I'll be like, okay, how much is my cell phone bill? Okay, it's $100 a month. So let me make my first goal to make dividend income cover my cell phone bill, right? Because when you do a monthly budget, your monthly budget consists of all of your expenses, right? So I would take one of the smallest expenses I have, which is like a cell phone bill, and I'd be like, okay, my first goal is to have my dividend income pay my cell phone bill. And then I would keep increasing the next goal. As I would accomplish the first goal, I would, start working on the next goal. So anyway, the faster we can get this process to go, the sooner we can reap the benefits and those rewards. So I wanted to share with you guys, just in case you happen to be contemplating starting your own business venture, here's some ideas that you could consider. Because going into 2023, going into 2024, I have personally realized the sheer power and importance of having multiple streams of income. And while a 9 to 5 is great, and I'm totally appreciative for having it, it certainly allows for getting loans and financing much more easily. I think it is prudent, and given the way that the economy is headed, and given, for people who are smart and are paying attention, they're realizing more and more that if you're smart, you're not going to have a one-legged stool, or you don't want to have a one-legged stool where, once that one leg goes out, you're done. Well, you really can't sit on a one-legged stool, but the point is you don't want to have a single point of failure. That's better. A single point of failure is just not going to work, right? And if you're having a single stream of income, if anything were to happen with that income stream, I mean, think about it. Even if you look at people who work for any of these companies that are going on strike right now. Like the company could be doing fairly well, but if a strike erupts, then what, right? Look at Amazon, look at UPS, look at all these different companies that ended up being impacted by strikes, the railroad companies, right? So I think it's wise, very wise, to have alternate multiple streams of income, right? And so I think a lot of you guys are working on that right now. You have dividend income coming in from your dividend stocks. You got dividend income coming from your different ETFs and whatnot. So let's accelerate the process. And in order to do that, one way you can do that is by setting up an online store and just tapping into the booming e-commerce industry. And yes, it is booming. Don't let anybody try to convince you that it's not. I know a lot of people in the game, including myself. You can sell unique products or even curate a selection of items catering to a specific niche. A lot of people are creating these different niche websites that literally cater to a specific type of client that is looking for a specific group of items. And when you can identify these things, there are tremendous opportunities there. And so, with dedication and smart marketing, the earning potential for e-commerce stores, it varies widely, depending upon the niche, the products, and of course your marketing strategies, the different platforms that you're using. Are you running Facebook ads? Are you running ads on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube? Yes, you can run YouTube ads, clearly. Are you leveraging e-commerce platforms like Etsy, Shopify, eBay, Amazon? Like, what platforms are you using to move your products? And, depending upon your experiences, a very successful e-commerce store can generate anywhere from a few $100s a month to you can generate 6 or even 7 figures per month. So these are legit opportunities that I don't think a lot of people are fully aware of. Sometimes you hear these astronomical figures and it's just like, man, you're right. Let me tell you something. It's true. The opportunities are legit. Drop me some comments down below. Let me know what you guys are doing for, additional income. Like, do you have a side hustle or a small business? Hit me up in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys are doing. I love to bounce ideas off of one another. I had one guy drop a comment last couple videos back. He was saying that he runs he runs a forum, a membership-based forum, and he had 1,500 members in that group. 1,500 paid members in that group. Phenomenal ideas, right? Catering to a group of people who appreciated him for his information, for his resources. Leveraging your skills and, and expertise in fields like writing, graphic design, web development, right? Digital marketing. You can freelance leveraging those skills. And there's all sorts of freelance services that you can offer, and you would be surprised how much income you can earn as a freelancer. So, and your income can scale with your expertise and with your client base. All you need is one client. You make that one client happy, you now have the ability to gain a review and to promote thanks to that one client that you satisfied, right? AFC 27 says he's a chiropractor and he does house calls on the side. But in the medical field, what did you say? In the medical field, remote there's remote jobs here and there, and they're so looking around for those. All right, so house calls. That is literally taking the skills that, and I appreciate that, AFC, that you're literally taking your skills that you're using on a day-to-day basis from 9 to 5 and leveraging those same skills from 5 to 9. So there's no limit to what you can do. It's all about, your willingness to kind of put yourself out there and increase your income in creative ways, right? So, and the freelance market is thriving. Your income can easily scale with your experience and your client base. And AFC 27, I don't know if you've been paying attention to these different chiropractic YouTube videos, but there's some demand on YouTube for that content. I'm just putting that out there for you, man. So, if you want to take that that skill that you have to the next level in terms of earning potential, you might want to consider putting some of that content on YouTube. I'm just putting it out there. I'm seeing a lot of chiropractors getting viral videos, with a fairly attractive woman laying on the medical. I don't know what you call those. It's like a table, and it's a great thumbnail, and it's all about it's all about that angle and the conversation that goes on beyond that. But ultimately, some of the positions that you end up having to put the clients in, it makes for a very interesting video. I'll just leave it there. I'm trying to keep it PG here. But depending upon your expertise and your client base, freelancers can earn anywhere from $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, depending on your skill set, how you run your business. This is literally your only limitation, your only income cap. In fact, and I always say this to my friends, to people I'm coaching, to my students, your income is only limited. Your imagination is your only limiting factor. There's no limits. Your imagination is your only limiting factor. And if you guys believe that, drop a quick like in the video. And also consider subscribing to the channel for anybody who's jumping on right now with this live with me. So let's talk about consulting and coaching, right? Most people have a skill. Most people have some serious experiences that people will pay money for. Now, if you have like a specialized knowledge or experience in a particular industry, offering consulting or coaching services could easily be a legit side hustle to boost your income, right? You can help others be able to navigate different challenges and achieve their goals, and you can watch your income grow in the process. You got consultants and coaches varying their incomes by the rates that they charge. So you could charge by the hour, or maybe you do like a group coaching and you charge by packages of services. You can earn anything from $50 to $500 or more per hour. Yes, per hour, depending upon the industry and your level of expertise. And you may not work any harder than you would, a regular job. It's just all about being properly set up. Set your business up right. Help people get what they want, and they will help you get everything that you want. Online content creation, right? Content's king on the internet right now, and it will likely forever be that way. I don't see the internet going away. Why would it? So if you have a passion for creating videos, blog posts, maybe even podcasts, consider your opportunities in content creation, right? You can monetize your content through ads, You can monetize your content through sponsorship and, of course, affiliate marketing. And you will be surprised at how much income you can earn, but even more importantly, the time freedom and the flexibility that you can gain from these different alternative income sources. Content creators on platforms like this one, like YouTube, they can earn income from ads. They can earn income from sponsorships. Really, the sky's the limit. There's no limitations on the income that could be earned on really any of these platforms, and that's the awesome part of entrepreneurship. There's no cap. There's no cap on your income. Think about it. Even beginners. I'm seeing new channels popping up every single day, even in 2023, and I know it's going to continue into 2024. I know I've got so many students right now that haven't even started their own channels yet, but they plan to. And I'm seeing so many channels today that are literally starting in 2023. Some people, and I can't tell you how many times I've been told this. Ron, is it too saturated to start YouTube in is it too saturated to start YouTube today? Here we are, 2023. Is it too saturated? No. And I keep finding new evidence and proof that YouTube is still not saturated, because I can easily prove it when I keep finding new channels, and YouTube shows when the channel was created. So I'll see channels that were created like 2 months ago. They're already monetized, and I'm validating it by looking at the ads that are running on it. And it's like, wow, in 2 months, they're monetized. I have channels. Matter of fact, the channel that you're watching right now, I monetized this channel like 45 days. So, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not on here all the time. I have a lot of channels, and this is one of them. But like anybody who's sitting on the sideline thinking, because maybe you're like me. Oh, one day I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, but then you start thinking about all the different reasons why you shouldn't start, because I'm too old, because I don't have time, because I don't know what I'm doing, because I'm afraid to talk in front of the camera, because I don't like the sound of my voice. All these different things, and all of these are legitimate reasons, but because I don't want to like invalidate you by making you feel like, well, those reasons are bull. Just do it anyway. Like, I feel you, because when I first started, I didn't like the way I look on camera. I don't like the way I sound on camera. And it's amazing how much of a growth spurt you will go through when you do it anyway, in spite of your discomfort. And I will say that about almost anything I've ever done that was difficult at first. Once I did it, it sucked. But the more I would do it, it would just suck a little bit less. And that's the best way I can explain it. You just do things that you need to do that are hard, and it's going to suck at first. But the more you do it, you're going to suck less, and then you're going to suck less, and then you're going to suck less. And then at some point in time, you don't really suck anymore. You're decent. And then eventually you become good. And then eventually you keep improving. But what I found is that those who achieve what they want in life, they've figured out how to overcome the hurdles and the initial discomfort to get what they want. It's all a matter of how badly do you want it, right? So anyway, not to go off on a rant and a tangent, but another opportunity out there, you got virtual assistants. So businesses, they're increasingly going digital, closing up stores, a lot less brick and mortar stores out here and whatnot, right? So more and more of these businesses, they're going online. There's different e-commerce stores, and even if they keep their physical stores, they just want to increase their online presence. And so by this digital presence increasing, the demand for virtual assistants is clearly on the rise, and it will continue to be on the rise. Offering, basically, you can offer administrative support, email management. There's all sorts of other virtual assistant services that could be offered to businesses and entrepreneurs. And virtual assistants, their income can be, varied pretty widely. Like virtual assistants can pretty much make, I would say entry level virtual assistants, they can probably make between $10 and $20 an hour, while more experienced virtual assistants can make anywhere between $30 to $50 or more per hour. Really depends on the skill set, the client, how good you are, yada, yada, yada. Right. But again, you work for yourself, sky's the limit. And, of course, you can be selling like online courses. You could sell workshops. You can share your expertise by, creating and selling different online courses or workshops, whether it's teaching a language, maybe a craft, maybe a professional skill, e-learning and e-tutoring. This is a thriving industry. Don't sleep on this opportunity, guys. Income from online courses or workshops really depends on, different factors like your course quality, your marketing, your target audience, the perceived value of the course. But the earnings from, selling courses could literally, range anywhere from, a few $100s a month to a few thousand or even tens of $1,000s per month, right? So, while these home-based business ideas, they all have their unique nuances and their unique earning potentials, it's essential to remember that smart investing can definitely play a significant role in being able to secure your financial future. Even in uncertain times, opportunities arise for those who are willing to research, for those who are willing to analyze and actually take action after making some informed decisions. So, whether you're thinking about, home-based business, maybe you're looking to invest wisely, just remember 2023 and beyond are filled with opportunities. They're filled with possibilities, right? So, if you're surrounded by anybody who's like trying to tell you otherwise, like, don't go after your dreams, you're dreaming too big, or you're, don't let nobody blow your candles out. That's what I'm saying. If you have something in you that you feel like, you feel like you need to go after something in particular, whether it's starting a business or whatever that happens to be, whatever your dream is, whatever you can't stop thinking about. Don't let people who don't support you discourage you from going after that. So that's all I'm gonna say on that, and speaking of smart investments, one idea that really just stands out from the rest is venturing into the world of YouTube. In 2023 and also heading into 2024, YouTube remains one of the best home-based business ideas available. I have started my YouTube channel. I literally started so many YouTube channels, but I've started even my biggest YouTube channel that, has surpassed all of my expectations with less than $100 out of pocket. And I tell the story, most people look at the channel and they're like, yeah, right. How? And I'm like, look, you don't have to believe me, but people who are close to me, they know what's up. They saw me sitting in a dining room table with my cell phone as my camera, and I'm just using a built-in microphone that came with it. One day, eventually, I upgraded to this cheap Amazon lavalier mic for like $20 or whatever. But yeah, you can get started. Anyone can get started. And it's just wild how simplified things have become. It used to be so hard to make money online back in the day, but it's so much easier now. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier now. So if you guys want to learn more about that, definitely hit me up in the comments. Drop me some likes if you like this conversation. Consider subscribing to the channel. And I'm going to be making some more content available for you guys, for those who want to kind of get their businesses off the ground, don't know where to get started. Razak says, I have shares of SCHD, DIVO, and O. I'm living off of $60,000 in dividends, planning to travel around Europe. Awesome, Razak. That is super inspirational. That is amazing. That is phenomenal. So $60,000 in dividends off of SCHD, DIVO, and O. So I'm gonna assume your portfolio. I'm gonna assume. Let's see. So $60,000. I'm assuming that's $60,000 per year. So what's that about? $5,000 a month. So I'm gonna assume that your dividend, your portfolio value is probably around. Let's see, 6,000. Three, maybe about two and a half, maybe 2 million, two and a half, 2.5 million. Let me know if I'm close. I don't have a calculator. But again, if you guys want to learn more about how to get your YouTube channel going in 2023 and in 2024, I'm going to leave you guys some helpful links in the description down below. I really appreciate hanging out with you guys today. It's been fun. Check out my previous videos, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all be safe.